in my bedroom, and when people come over, I have a spot that I hide it in. So, Tim, if you would be so kind, would you mind just like a quick little 3-4 minute reading just to show our listeners what you do?
Absolutely. I would love
Perfect.
to. Wonderful.
Do I have to go through the whole meditation and countdown and...
No. Mediumship would take more than 3 minutes, so I'm just going to give you some psychic information or some psychic hits that I get off of you in general.
Oh,
is that okay?
Excellent.
Perfect.
All right.
Me.
Although, if the psychic medium part of you happens to pick up anybody who's here who wants to talk to either one of us, that would be terrific.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to hold hands now, and I'm not a toucher, so
no, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, your hand is cold.
Is it? Cold hand, warm heart.
That's what my husband says, except he says it about my feet.
Okay. So just let me breathe just for a moment. Okay, so some of the very first things that I feel or I try to sense around you is I actually feel a very confident sense of what you're doing and what you have been doing. I feel very confident about your romantic life. I don't actually get a negative feeling there. What I do feel negative around you, and this isn't anything horrible, I'm going to say May. There was been some type of transition that had transpired, I'm going to say at the beginning of May in your life that I feel a little bit let down about, and I don't know why, but whatever this transformation is, I actually feel like it was a good thing for you. It feels like it's almost closure that is going to bring something new. I also get the feeling of Tuesday of the beginning of August. So I'm going to say the first Tuesday in August, there's some type of event or something that you're going to be doing that is going to open up a new doorway. And I have to say one other thing. You say you're not a toucher, and not to go off on this, but I actually disagree with you. The feeling that I'm getting from you is I actually feel like you connect with people really, really well, and maybe it's not touching, but you're very good at controlling and containing people in some way. And I don't know why, but that's going to be important coming up for you within the next 2 months, is being able to tell people what to do. You're very good at delegation.
Okay.
So that's what I would feel for you. And
Thank you.
But the first Tuesday of August is going to be a huge change for you in some way. So mark that down. I don't know why. I just get this very strong feeling.
I wrote it down for her.
Perfect. Something's coming up at that time that I feel like is going to open a doorway that is going to allow you to be a little bit more confident. You're very good at being able to be instructive towards people. And I think that that's really, really important in some way. There's this feeling of, I don't want to say teacher, but I get this feeling of teacher feeling around you.
Beth is a teacher.
Oh, wonderful.
Beth is actually considering leaving teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Would you recommend that I pursue leaving teaching or...
Hold on. Leaving teaching for an administrative role within education.
Then that may be perfectly fine, because I will tell you, I literally hear education all around you. So I don't think that you would be leaving the...
Public education or like adult learning, like technical training sort of education stuff? He's got his eyes closed. He's thinking very hard. I'm making like major life decisions based on holding the hand of somebody I've known for an hour and a half here.
I'm going to tell you, based on what I feel, I don't think that it's adult education or adult training. And I'm sorry, and I'm sure that's not what you want to hear based on your question, but I really do get the feeling that it needs to be actual education or, strangely enough, some type of sales aspect of education, and I don't know why, but that's what I feel.
Sales aspect of education.
I don't know what that means, but that's what I hear.
That's
I'm going to
interesting.
sell education?
Well, you could work for a company, like a tutoring company, and you do sales for them, or...
Am I going to work for somebody else, or am I going to work for me?
I think there's a bridge position. No, I do. I think
That's
there's
a very nice way of putting it.
I do think there's a bridge position. I'm going to tell you, I do think that there will be a position where you are running things, and it does feel like you're working for yourself. I don't think it's within the next 1.5 to 2 years.
So I have to tell people what to do within the next month or so.
By the beginning of the month, absolutely. There's this feeling of needing to be very controlling of your words and directive. There's this teacher feeling that there's some type of interview or something that's coming up that's going to allow you to do something a little bit different. And I think that it's going to be very last minute, and I think you're going to be kind of blown away by it.
And it will be good?
I feel it being very good, but I don't think it's working for yourself at that point.
That's okay. I need the benefits.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Bennies are great.
Okay, can we let go of each other's hands?
Absolutely.
Thank you
so
much.
You're very welcome.
That was awesome.
It was. I want to see what he gets for you now.
Okay. I think you've just come to the realization that there is something that is not working financially for you. And I don't know why, but I get this feeling of something that's not working, that you're making some type of change or some type of altering. I also get the feeling like there is another aspect other than bath salts or bath bombs that I feel like is in your life that is very crucial to you maintaining something. And I feel so much, you seem so young to be running and doing these things, but I apologize. I just told you don't work for yourself.
That's okay.
I get a feeling of working for yourself and running things for yourself, very much so.
So in addition to the bath salts, I also own a cafe.
Okay. I will tell you, I do get a very positive feeling around that, but I do want to say there's something that's not working.
Yes.
And whatever that is, I very much so feel a desire to change that and work on it. But I have to tell you, I think you're projecting it a little bit, and don't be mad at me. But I actually feel like we're going to say this past 2 years, I think emotionally have been a little bit of some ups and downs and some things going on here, which I think you're feeding into your business and feeding into your businesses in some way. And I feel like you need to have closure on those aspects in order to actually really create what you want to create. And I have to say, other than this business right now and having these two businesses, I actually feel like, was there a third at one, or was there another location, another physicality? Because I get the feeling of a location difference or a location change here. And I will tell you, I also have to say, I'm getting very good heart feelings around you, and I feel like that's something that you really need, and I feel like it's already starting to occur in some way in your environment. And I feel like there's this new beginning that's starting, and I feel very positive around it. So
the new beginning. Do you think it is the person I am currently seeing or someone else?
I hear, so I don't know how much you want to say on your show, but
we'll beep it out.
Okay. What can I ask the first name of who you're currently?
I'll write it down.
Write it down is perfect. I'm going to say no.
He just had a very physical reaction.
He did. There was very, very negative.
Can I tell you why I feel no?
Yes.
I feel no because I actually get the feeling that this is I don't want to say relationship, but a connection that has already had a strain in it in such a short period of time.
Correct.
I also get the feeling of, I hate using these new terms, but a ghosting feeling. So there's this feeling of having a connection and then ghosting.
And then coming back and then leaving.
And then, yeah, I will tell you, I feel like I don't trust, nor do I feel faithful around this person. Don't be offended by what I'm saying, and I'm not 100%, but I definitely don't feel trustworthy of them. And I also want to tell you, I think you're at two different stages in your life, and I think that your maturity level is far superior to their maturity level. Mm-hmm. But whoever is coming in is right in your sphere, and I will tell you, you already have a connection to them. That feeling is that, oh my gosh, that is exactly the word. That is exactly the...
I held up a different name, sorry.
Yes, that is exactly who I was... I wouldn't say the name, but that's the exact feeling I got. Yes, absolutely. I think that's a better connection for you.
Perfect.
So.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
That's the one I wanted anyway.
Good. I also think that once the connection and the heart is dealing with better situations, I also think that the career is going to do much better as well.
I totally agree. And it is interesting, and I always like to follow up with our psychics and tell them exactly where they got it. That way you guys can all go run to them. So you said another location prior to this. You also said negative emotions over 2 years. 2 years ago this month, my coffee shop that I was madly in love with, I worked so hard to get it, closed due to an argument my business partner had with our landlord. And then my business partner burned it down. And it was horribly traumatic. Mm-hmm. And I have absolutely been projecting that into my new store because it was like so crazy. Like that's a crazy thing to have happen. And now I'm like totally insane crazy. And I've been working very hard, especially the last few months, on getting closure on that. And we have a court date coming up in 2 months. And hopefully that will nail it shut for me.
With your current location, I actually feel really good about the location itself. I think there are some structural things that I don't necessarily feel are all that perfect.
Yep.
And I do feel like that's a bit of a challenge. But I will tell you, I think that you can divert traffic some way to be more visible. And I think that your marketing strategy needs to be a little bit more beefed up in some way.
Yes.
But I feel like there was something that was pre-existing, and I don't know if it's in the same exact location, but I feel there's something that already has a clientele that you could kind of tap into. The only thing is, I feel like they're older in your community. It feels like you're definitely honing in on a specific age bracket or a specific group. I don't know why you wouldn't want to expand and try to open it up to more than just a smaller community. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
I know exactly what that means.
Okay, good.
Great.
Because I don't.
I do, but we're not going to talk about it on the podcast.
Perfect.
No, that was awesome. Thank you so much. So
welcome.
if people want to get a psychic reading from you, they should go to Hex.
Hex. And you can even book online with www.hexwitch.com.
And Hex is also, it is such a, I'm like obsessed with little stores. I love, like, the smaller the better. And Hex is very small and it's very cute. And the people who work there are very nice. And you can go there, you can get like candles, you can get your crystals. I took one of my girlfriends, she's from Brooklyn, and I had her in there and we got her, she calls it her money rock. She got,
Yeah.
she got herself some jade and everything. And then you do your seances at a Omen.
Correct.
And so if someone wants to book one of those, how do they do that?
Same type of thing. They go on www.omensalem.com, or they can call the shop or just stop in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And anywhere around New England you are, like, Salem really isn't that far away. And it's so much fun. It's like an awesome day or two trip. I mean, you can go, there are museums there, not even just like spooky museums with the Peabody Essex Museums right there. You can book a reading with people. Beth and I go a lot. There are also amazing restaurants in Salem. Right now.
Some of the best.
Yeah.
Really, really good food.
I mean,
Yeah.
their food scene has come a long way in the past few years.
Absolutely.
How's the parking situation?
Parking is actually really good. They have a huge parking garage you can go in, and I believe it's $1.50 an hour.
I'm not 100% sure. I live right downtown, so I walk to work. But I will tell you, I do know that there are 3 parking garages, and they're in the process of building a 4th. But even if you don't want to drive in, we're accessible by the T. It's a 20-minute T ride from Boston.
Yeah, on the commuter rail.
On the commuter rail?
commuter rail. Yep.
And if you haven't taken the commuter rail, it is so civilized. I
Yeah.
love the commuter
Yeah.
train.
And I will say the Newburyport-Rockport line, which is the one that goes to Salem, is really an amazing line. And I actually, when I wasn't living in Salem, when I would work in Salem, grab a book and buy a book in Salem just to ride in to read. And I was finishing books every day. Like, I was
wow.
like, it was amazing.
Nice.
But yeah, the food is amazing. I also highly recommend the House of Seven Gables, which is a phenomenal tour, not a witchy tour, even though it does have some witch roots because of Nathaniel Hawthorne's relative, who was one of the
Witch trial
judges.
judges.
Correct. Yep. But there are amazing things to do. Lots of night tours. The food is great. The hotels are really good. I mean, the Hawthorne Hotel is an amazing hotel.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So the point is, Salem's awesome. You don't just have to go in October. In fact, I suggest you don't go in October.
I agree. If you're coming in with a family and you want, not that I'm saying anything bad about October. I think October has its place as well.
Yeah.
But if you're coming in with a family and you want to spend the day and you're in Boston and you've done the Freedom Trail, come in and into Salem as well, because we have just as much history. The very first phone call was made from Salem at the Lyceum. I mean, like, that's
really?
amazing. Yeah, there's so much
Nice.
history there. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that whole area is really cool. But if you are like a party-hardy 21-year-old, you want to get your group of girlfriends, then go in October. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fun time. You know
It's
what I
so
mean?
much fun, yeah.
And
Yeah.
also keeping in mind that 26 is the new 21, so even if you're 25 and have your group of girlfriends or bros.
I say 40 is the new 30 all the time, so I'm going to, yeah.
I mean, I'm turning 30 in, like a week and a half now? In a week and a half, and I go to Salem every October with my girlfriends. So.
Yeah. Keep doing it. Yeah.
I am holding on to 25 with a death grip.
Yeah.
And well, we're all just talking about age here. Why not?
I was 26 for like 5 years, so
I think I'm going to be 29 for a long time.
yeah, why not? You're only as old as you feel.
Absolutely. And I still feel 16, so there
Me
you go.
too, actually.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much. We've appreciated this so much. This was so informative and fun.
Yes.
Awesome.
I learned so much, and you were such an engaging
Oh,
interview
good.
to have.
Good,
Yeah.
thank you. I actually had a really good time with you guys. This is a lot of
Yay.
fun. Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
That was so exciting.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Tim Reagan, for coming in and sitting with us and talking. So what'd you think of the reading he gave you, Beth?
I think that it lines up tremendously with some other readings that I've had in the very recent